welcome back to the Goondocks. Just kidding. We are in your local movie theater parking lot. I'm Mara.
And I'm Gio.
Stop laughing.
Well, I realized how old that joke is gonna get. Like, it's gonna be terrible. Every single week you're gonna have to sell that. Actually.
I haven't even we are fresh out the film.
Oh, yes.
Podcast.
Sorry. Yes, we are fresh out the film.
Made me laugh before I could even finish.
Dude, sorry, we're giddy with, like, childhood spirit.
I know,
right
if
now.
you can't tell yet, what are you doing? We watched the Goonies today.
Yep.
It should be the title, so you should definitely know.
Hopefully.
It's the re-release for the 40th anniversary this year. Very exciting.
Very.
Yeah, and it was a pretty packed theater, I would say. A pretty full theater.
It was, I don't know if it was completely full, but no more than, like, 5 or 6 seats that were left open outside of, like, those front, 2-3 rows.
Right.
Everywhere else was just full. It was, pretty good experience, I would say, being in the theater, besides the thing that you mentioned as we were walking out.
Phone? I don't know, right when it started, some lady's phone was on literally full brightness.
Or, like
we could see it. It was full brightness.
We kept, like, looking at it.
We're like, what the fuck? Like, it was a full 15 seconds. It wasn't like, oh, pulled it, like, oops, gotta put it down. Like, it was so... Also, I was gonna mention this. Did you smell hot sauce? For, like 10 minutes into the movie, for, like, the next 30 minutes, all I could smell was hot sauce.
What type of hot sauce? Like buffalo sauce, or...?
Just, like,
Tabasco?
normal, like Tabasco sauce. Like, I felt like it was, like, clearing my sinuses.
I have no idea, dude.
Okay, maybe that wasn't real, I don't know, but I think a great theater experience today, for sure. We had pretty, expressive audience? I don't know. They were laughing. They were laughing.
They were laughing.
I like when other people are laughing.
I got the clap going at the end pretty good. People were clapping.
Did you start that?
I tried. A couple other people I'm sure joined in like as I started.
Yeah, no. But a real big clap.
Especially that movie deserved a clap, man. With that big of a theater, you want to do it,
Yeah.
It was.
I liked the guy sitting next to me, like some 30s dude. He kept kind of whispering the lines that he thought were really funny under his breath,
Really?
after laughing. It cracked me the fuck up. It was so funny, just so quietly, under his breath. It was really funny.
Me and you were very laughy that movie, I think, compared to everybody. I don't know what it was, but it was just there's so many good moments.
So many lines that were just fucking getting, or the physical comedy.
Yep.
And physical comedy, that's something about me. I love some good physical comedy, especially when it's not the focal point of a scene.
Right.
When it's in the background. Oh, it makes me laugh.
Chunk's physical comedy was top tier. Top tier.
Yeah, it was... It was so good. Yeah, anything else to say about the theater experience? How you felt?
Not really. We got our popcorn delivered to us this time. I felt rich. Nobody else in the theater got it delivered.
No, someone else did after us.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I felt very rich.
Yeah, because we thought we were going to be late. We weren't, but we got our popcorn and drinks delivered, which is awesome that they do that. Kind of probably sucks for the employees, though. But it was good because we were on the end, so they just had to hand it. Because the other people they were delivering it to, they had to, walk through a bunch of... I felt bad for them. Yeah. So, good thing we're on the end. Alright, you ready to jump in?
Yeah, I'm ready to jump in.
To the Goonies, starring Sean Astin, Josh Brolin, Jeff Cohen, and Corey Feldman, directed by Richard Donner, written by Chris Columbus and Steven Spielberg.
What a crew that is.
What a crew.
What a crew that is.
What a crew. It's anyone who doesn't know, we all know the story of the Goonies, but I'll give you the little synopsis anyway. It's the story of a young group of misfits who discover an ancient map and set out on an adventure to a legendary pirate's long-lost treasure. Put the wrong emphasis on words there, that's okay. The budget was estimated to be around $19 million, and it grossed $9 million in the opening weekend. Now, times, for anyone who doesn't know, it came out in 1985, that would be the budget around $55 million.
Wow.
Adjust for inflation, and that'd be making about $26 million.
On the first weekend, that's really good.
On the opening weekend, yes.
That's, wow. That's, putting that into perspective is so interesting, because that sounds like such a little amount of money to make a movie back then, but then you look at those sets and, like...
Right, yeah.
Everything about it, it's... $55 million makes sense, if not more.
Absolutely, I agree. On Letterboxd, it's currently rated 3.8 out of 5, 7.7 out of 10 on IMDb, and 77% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is lower than I thought it would be. I don't know.
Really? I'd say that's like critics on Rotten Tomatoes. Did you take the critics score?
This is the critics score, of course, because I feel like IMDb and Letterboxd kind of reflect the normal viewer score.
Yeah, 100%. I think I don't know. I'd honestly expect a little bit lower for critics, honestly, because like the people coming in don't have that like childhood memories of watching the Goonies and stuff. You know, could definitely. I think somebody like that could come and pick this movie apart. So I'm happy to see it that high.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right about that. I don't know. I just found out that Pinocchio is rated 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Guillermo del Toro's? What Pinocchio?
The original Pinocchio.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, so that's just, like, fucked with my mind. Like, I don't know how to estimate, because I was looking at a list. For anyone that doesn't know, I'm doing a watch-through of all of the Disney animated movies, and I was looking at a list of them ranked, and Pinocchio was at 100%. How is that possible?
I haven't seen it in a long time.
So it's just, it's like fucked up with my perception of how high. It's like, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I'm not a critic. I don't know.
Yeah. We're just two regular Joes, man.
Yeah, I've gotten off on a tangent before we've even really gotten into it. Sorry about that. You ready to jump into your story?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'll say up top, before we get right into the story, before the movie started, and I don't know if they do this for all re-releases, this is our first one that we've seen together. First re-release I think I've seen in theaters ever, actually.
I feel as if I've seen one, but
because they weren't as popular when we were kids, so I'm in. Yeah, I don't think I ever got out to one.
I've seen one in, like, the last 3 years, like, it's sometime with my friends in high school, but I'm not...
That's cool.
I'm not sure.
Well, anyways, I don't know if they do that for all the releases, but they did a little, I don't even know who the guy was. They never said his name.
I have no idea.
Were we supposed to know who he was?
No, I don't know.
There's an older gentleman who came on, who's involved in the movie in some way.
Probably someone super famous and obvious.
Yeah, and he was talking, well, not famous and obvious enough. I mean, he's probably a director, writer, producer, one of the three. But he's basically just coming on and like giving us behind the scenes stuff, talking about the director, gassing up Spielberg a little bit, just showing off like what everybody has done, and then he was also mentioning some little like behind the scenes stuff,
some fun facts.
Yeah, it was
little like trivia type facts.
It was. I mean, I don't know about trivia facts, but yeah. It was a really cool way to start the movie because it just got you. I don't know. It's exactly the type of stuff I love to see on like DVDs and everything, and just it's the special features. But you get to actually watch it with the whole audience right before you go into Goonies. Yeah, I was super into that. I hope they do that for more releases.
Yeah, it was really nice. I liked it.
All right, Goonies. The film opens at Astoria County Jail. Jake Fratelli stages a fake suicide by hanging himself in the cell. When the guard rushes in, Jake knocks him out. It's honestly kind of funny because he has a note on him with the suicide, and the cop starts reading the note, and the cop's like, I would never kill myself? Wait, what? And then he gets kicked right as he says.
Also, I thought it was funny that the front of the note, like his supposed suicide note, says, to whom it may concern.
That's what it said?
Yeah.
To whom it may concern. That's
Which I think is funny, too.
But basically, guard rushes in, Jake knocks him out, steals the keys, and escapes. His older brother and their mom are waiting outside in a bullet-riddled Jeep. Already, by the way. That Jeep already has bullets in it.
Oh.
It's kind of interesting, because the bullets come up later and you think they're from that chase, but the Jeep actually just had bullets in it, so I don't know if that was just a stylistic choice from the Fratellis.
Well, they do a lot of crime.
They do a lot of crime, 100%. Francis, the other brother, sets fire to the gasoline outside jail to create a diversion. Their mother, Mama Fratelli, speeds them away, inciting a high-speed chase through the streets of Asteria. We also get as this is going on, we get little introductions to a lot of our characters, because this is the opening credits while this is all happening. But as this chase is happening, we see Chunk, in a pizza parlor window, pressing his milkshake and food against the glass, getting all excited about the police chase. We see Andy practicing cheerleading moves and stuff. We see,
which she's actually not. She's just telling them to do a pyramid.
I don't even know.
Which I thought was really funny. Okay, guys, it's time for the pyramid. Yeah, put your hands.
They weren't willing to teach them any actual cheerleading moves. We also see Dada working on one of his inventions, which gets called back to later, and ends up working out in his favor. The chase ends as the Fratellis evade the police by blending into a beachside off-road race, which was awfully convenient to have there. I was wondering why she was driving to the coast at first, and all of a sudden that race was flawless.
Yeah.
So then we get to go and meet all of our characters, really.
Yeah, really get introduced.
Yeah. So our main character is Mikey Walsh. Mikey. He suffers from asthma, and he's staring longingly out the window because his family's home and others in the Boondocks are about to be foreclosed to make way for a country club expansion, which is very sad. They're going to have to move away.
Really sad.
There's nothing they can do unless they can pay off houses or pay off the property. Mikey's older brother, Brand, is lifting weights obsessively, as we see for the majority of
in his full gray sweatsuit.
He's also just trying to stay strong for Mikey with the impending move. They have some kind of nice brother moments, actually, that you don't see throughout the movie, because you can tell he's a good brother.
Yeah, absolutely.
We also get to meet Mouth, who walks through the door, saying some crazy stuff, as always. Dada, who flies through the window on a zip line, knocking out a screen. And Chunk, who gets there as well. When Chunk gets there, Mouth torments him by refusing to open the gate until he performs the legendary Truffle Shuffle. Mikey's like, first you gotta do the Truffle Shuffle. And the Truffle Shuffle was improvised by Jeff Cohen.
Really?
It was. It was improvised, but he was also...
I wondered why you were bringing it up.
He was also very embarrassed to do it. He didn't want to do it. So, Richard Donner had the set cleared for him to do it.
Aww.
Yeah, so he had the idea of what it was going to be. I guess it was the improvised, and then... I guess it was just like he was going to dance, and he was like, do whatever you want. We'll clear the set for you, so you can get as loose as you need to. And he's great.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, he's the youngest of all of them too. He's 10 years old, where the rest of them were like 12 and up, I think. So he's, that dynamic must have been interesting. Actress. But inside, Miss Walsh walks in, Mikey's mom, and she's also hired a maid of some sort named Rosalita to help. I think pack up.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Because she has a broken arm or broken wrist.
Yeah.
She's in a sling
broken
of some
something,
kind.
yeah. In this moment, since Rosalita can't speak English, Miss Walsh looks towards Mikey's friend Mouth, and he's like, "Oh, Mouth, you know how to speak Spanish. Why don't you help us out here?" And Mouth's like, "Oh, absolutely, Mrs. Walsh, I got you." So Mouth decides to hilariously misinterpret every single Spanish instruction to prank Rosalita, and we get all the captions, and it's like it's stuff like this is where we keep the drugs, the heroin, the cocaine. Here's where we'll lock you up if you don't do right. Like all this, and it's so funny because the mom just thinks he's perfectly translating the Spanish.
Here's all the sexual torture devices.
Sexual torture devices upstairs. Oh, it's so funny. But basically, after that happens, there's a broken David statue, which we don't really need to touch on. It's very funny.
It's oh my god. Just the way all of them are acting around it is just so hilarious. Like,
it is.
Oh my god, they're all just such good actors, and I'll keep touching on them.
Their
it's
banter,
so
just
funny.
back and forth, is so natural, man. It's just like watching, like, a group of friends, man, or a group of kids. It's so great. It's so great. But basically, after all that goes down, they decide to go look upstairs. Mikey leads his friends to the attic, which is a treasure trove of curiosities, along with a lot of pirate memorabilia. They discover an old map linked to the legend of One-Eyed Willie, a pirate said to have a vast fortune. Quickly before we get into Mikey's explanation about what that is, I want to say, why did they not sell all that stuff in the attic? Like, was that mentioned, throwaway line or something? Because if my house is getting foreclosed, you know the first thing that's going out is all this stuff, this insanely, probably worth a ton of money, expensive pirate memorabilia that's sitting up in my attic. That's the first thing I'm getting out. I'm like, okay, yep, let's find a museum, let's sell this.
That's a really good point. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was strange.
That was weird.
I also must say, they could not stop knocking stuff over.
No.
Like, it's not like they could just walk and look around. They knocked over fucking everything.
Specifically Chunk. I mean, even at one point, Mikey, he wanted to get inside this picture that he saw, so he said, hey, Chunk, come over here, and let Chunk hold it for 1 second. Of course, Chunk dropped it on the floor, shattered it, and got Mikey what he needed. But basically, Mikey explains this story that his dad told him that he just remembered, and in one single close-up shot, he hits us with the lore for the entirety of One-Eyed Willie. That's going to carry the movie, pretty much, of why the treasure's here and everything. Me and you were, like, about to crack up, because it was the worst exposition in the world. I mean, we at least, if they would have just, like, paid a little bit more, like, they have that pirate ship, right? Why not dress a guy up in a pirate costume and, like, do a little like...
I think it is funny, because, like, that is kind of, like, how it sounds when, like, a little kid tells you a story.
Yeah, that's so true.
You're like, okay,
and then,
sure.
And then, yeah. No, I really...
Yeah, it was just, like, straight out, just, like, sentence upon sentence upon sentence.
It was only in one shot too, so it felt we didn't even get their reactions to what he was saying. It was
just his face, yeah.
It was crazy. But basically, Mike explains all this lore, and eventually he gets everybody hyped up, the Goonies crew, to go out and find this treasure. But first, they got to get through Mikey's older brother Brand, because Brand's supposed to be watching Mikey right now. He's not gonna go let Mikey steal treasure. So
yeah, because his mom told him that he couldn't go outside because of his asthma and it's raining.
It was a cold of some sort that he had.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you said it was because of his asthma.
I think it was a cold. But
wasn't supposed to go outside.
Yeah, well, he always had asthma, so that doesn't make any sense.
No, but that's what I just... So I thought it was because it was cold outside and it was raining and he had asthma. So he shouldn't be outside.
What? Do you know what asthma is? It's the inability of... It's just the breathing.
Yeah. So you know when it's, like, cold outside, that it's harder to breathe?
What?
Yeah, that's such a true fact.
Alright, hold on.
That's such a true fact.
We're in a car right now, so I might as well give it a try, okay? Ready? One deep breath inside. Here we go. Pretty good, okay? This will prove to the pod that we're actually in your local... Ready? What the hell? I actually kind of felt it. I feel like maybe I was just short of breath from my... Alright, fine. Alright, we'll roll with that. It's because of Mikey's asthma that he couldn't go out. Damn.
That's what I thought, because it was cold outside and it was raining in his asthma.
But it's not...
It doesn't matter.
Despite,
it doesn't matter.
It's almost as bad
He's not allowed outside, and Brown is enforcing that he is not allowed to leave.
Yes. So the Goonies still decide to sneak out to find One-Eyed Willie's treasure to try and use it to save their homes. So they can find it. There's the money to buy back the properties. So the houses won't be foreclosed on. The others rally behind. Sorry, the others have already rallied behind. So Brand is attempting to stop them. But before he really knows that they're leaving, he gets tied up with his workout equipment.
I must say, it was such a cool scene how you just kind of, like, watch, like, each of them kind of, like, walk over and then, like, nod at the pet land and then, like, go back and then they, like, all the time.
It was, they all kind of, like, got huddled and there's, like, this unspoken, like, alright, let's fucking go. And then,
yeah, I just, like, where the camera was in that shot was, like, really cool to me because we could just kind of see. It was like we were, like, almost like a live camera in the house, you know what I mean? It's like a hidden camera.
And was it the same shot that they jump on Bran with? Or did they cut? That's cool. So they just stay in that the whole time.
Yeah, because he's still, like, kind of, like, in the corner of it, right, yeah.
Wow, that's sweet. That's sweet. So he's tied to a chair with his exercise equipment. On the way out, trying to follow the map, the Goonies decide to destroy his bike as well, or just take the air out of his tires, which forces him to commandeer a tiny child's pink bicycle in frustration, with no regard for the child whatsoever. Just takes her right off the bike. It's just I don't even think he says thank you.
I must say, I thought it would be. I think he says, "I owe you one" or something like that.
I owe you one.
Yeah, but I think it would be easier for him and faster if he were to just run, since his legs are like going up to his armpits as he's like pedaling. Like it would have been much faster to just run.
That's true, but we had to have this moment where he's chasing after them on the pink bike. There's a crew of his classmates that roll up on a car, and Brand didn't pass his driving test, so he's already humiliated to be on this little bike. But they hold him onto the car as they're passing and start revving or pressing down the gas. So Brand starts going faster and faster as he's just attached to the car, and eventually the guys in the car holding on to him, let's go, and Brand goes flying. And the shot where he's sent airborne on the too small bike has more, according to IMDb trivia, has more than a passing resemblance with the clothes, facial expression, and shot composition to the shot where Elliot's bike leaves the ground for the first time in E.T. the Extraterrestrial. And it's so true. You think about right when, because he jumps off the thing and then it cuts to behind him, and he just goes straight down, and then they cut to behind Elliot. Elliot starts going straight up. So I wouldn't have recognized it.
That
obviously,
is really
but,
cool.
Yeah. That is really, because obviously Steven Spielberg directed E.T. and also produced it.
Of course.
Yeah. But Brian eventually catches up and to the Goonies. They're at the Lighthouse Lounge.
Yeah, we just see him fall, and then all of a sudden he's covered in dirt.
Yeah, he's covered in dirt, and he's also just, like, there, too. I don't know how he, like, kept knowing where they were going with how far behind he was. I mean, like, they were not in his sight at all.
Yeah, him getting there was very crazy and unrealistic, but that's okay.
It is.
That's okay.
And after they catch up, they also get joined by Andy and Steph, the two older girls from
Who also, how did they find...
How did they get there? Why did they get there? They were in the car, I guess. They felt bad.
But then how did they know where he went and then where he went afterwards?
Exactly. I don't...
Like, they found the bike and then...
Tracked him? Yeah, they have their hunters in their free time. But yeah, we get introduced to those two girls. Andy being insufferable the rest of the movie. Steph being like one of my favorite characters, to be completely honest.
Yeah, kind of an icon.
Really
I liked her. Like, an actual strong woman character, kind of. Mm-hmm. Even though she had kind of lack of screen time and what she was doing, but still. But
then she has like a thing with mouth, though.
Yeah, that was weird.
Then I'm just like,
that was strange.
There's this. I'll get to it. After Brand catches up, they are joined by Andy and Steph. Brand's Edge. The Goonies had followed the house to the map to the rundown Lighthouse Lounge. They discover it's a hideout for the Fratelli family. Not soon after they get into it, because when Chunk notices the black SUV with bullet holes, that's the first cue, and then Chunk also stumbles into a freezer, seeing the dead body, which is the second clue as to that these people are up to no good.
What? Huh? That was way later. What?
No. He stumbles in, finds the dead body, like, pretty much. They go in.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said in the freezer.
Yeah.
They don't find the freezer until later, though.
Alright, fine.
I'm so sorry. I don't mean to keep going. I don't mean to interrupt with little tiny details that
This is what we talked about me skipping, if you remember, because
right.
What happens is Chunk notices the SUV, they go inside, and then they get caught by the Fratellis. But then the Fratellis let him go. But Chunk is still chilling in the freezer. No. What the hell happened? Fratellis let him go, they get back inside the house. That's where Andy and Steph show up, outside the Lighthouse Lounge. Then they go back in. And that's where, this is where they find the freezer containing a dead body.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
Yes. I'm sorry. There was just, I forgot that you said you were skipping forward because there was so much story in between it, but I get it. It's not important. It was just like comedic dialogue.
We had a cool little line where, after the Fratellis kick him out, the mom is just like, kids suck, and I got a very big laugh in our theater. Yeah,
I'm sorry, I totally forgot you said that. That's totally my bad.
Oh, you're good.
But I got it. I'm up to...
Yeah, but Chuck, he stumbles in freezer containing the dead body, and they're, they really are not too scared of this dead body at all, which is...
I mean,
That's kind of the vibe of the
They
movie.
are at the start.
A little bit.
And then as soon as they have to get him back in, it's just like, okay, let's all push the dead body back.
And Chunk's just like, hey, stop landing on me as he's locked in the freezer. But Chunk's in the freezer with the dead body. Or actually, not yet. The Fratellis show up back. They come back and are walking above and then come downstairs. And all the Goonies really have to scramble. But luckily they noticed, looking at the map and looking at the floor, that there's a space underneath the fireplace to go down. So they are able to find that passage beneath the fireplace. They begin their underground journey. But Chunk is still stuck up there. They tell him to go ahead and get help.
Yeah. Which is when he goes out a side window that it felt like all of them could have escaped from.
Wow. Yeah. What the fuck? It was because I guess the side window, you couldn't see it before.
I guess it was, he like knocked things down and then,
there was another Chunk just doing it. But also, like, what are these guys doing telling Chunk to go find the police? Are they stupid?
No.
Because they know Chunk. The police aren't going to believe Chunk. Nobody believes Chunk. There's no way.
Yeah, they should have been like, come down here.
Yeah, he's the last person you want to send, man. The last person.
Yeah, he also, from just the vibe of him from the entire start of it, he is the one that is going to give up all of your information immediately.
Oh, yeah.
And he does.
Yeah, no, so the Fratelli brothers, they take Chunk, they find him, as he was walking away and he finds a car, and he starts telling them everything that happened, just this random person. He's like, I was at the Fratellis, or there were these people and there's a dead body.
I can describe all three of them.
Yeah. And it was such a cool shot because instead of cutting to inside the car or whatever to show the guy's face, we just see the light go on from inside the car, and in the side view mirror we see the first Fratelli brother's face.
Yeah, which was really cool.
Yeah, it was a really cool way to do that. So Fratelli brothers capture Chunk and they're interrogating him with a blender, and this was by far the biggest laugh in the audience.
Oh my God.
Everybody was cracking up, man, because basically the Fratellis are like, tell us everything, and Chunk's response is a very comedic monologue confessing every mistake of his life.
Like, every time he lied and shit like that.
Yeah, like...
everything he's done wrong.
Everything. And this was almost all improvised from Cohen. Like, the names he used are actual people in his real life, and just stuff he was coming up with. And also, I was listening for it. I did not hear it. I was listening for it. I didn't hear it. Maybe I was laughing too hard, but Richard Donner unintentionally started giggling when they filmed the scene in which Chunk starts crying. So, like, right at the very end, at some point, once he starts crying, Richard Donner's in the background giggling. You can hear it, apparently. Yeah.
I do think, like, you can kind of not tell, but it does, like, seem like an acting choice. But the one Fratelli brother in the back just seems so amused.
Really? Yeah. Honestly,
which I guess works for the character both and would make sense if he's just
all of them were kind of getting into it. I thought they just kind of all thought it was funny that this kid was just confessing everything. Like, they didn't even really want their information yet.
It was just such a funny scene. Well,
it was so
compilation of scenes as it cut from the Goonies, like, going through booby traps and cutting back to just him confessing.
Yep, it was great. I'm gonna keep pretty much that all in one, because I'm actually gonna do Chunk's bit right here real fast. Chunk, he confesses eventually to exactly what he kept telling them they're under the fireplace, and it took a while
they
for
didn't
them to actually
believe
believe
him.
it. Yeah. But once he confesses, he's placed in the basement next to Sloth, and Sloth we saw earlier. He was chained up in the basement. He's a gentle but deformed Fratelli brother. Luckily, Chunk eventually able to befriend him over a shared baby Ruth, and they start to make their escape themselves. But unfortunately, during this,
they're feeding the baby Ruth to each other.
Yeah, they're feeding the baby Ruth to each other. But unfortunately, as that funny moment's going on, the Fratellis have followed the Goonies down to the fireplace. Yep. And at this point, the Fratellis are not just the two robbers in Home Alone yet. Like, they're not full slapstick guys. So I'm still a little bit like, this is not good.
Right, like, they have guns, and we have seen that not them actually killing people, but that they have killed people.
Yeah, well, I don't know if that cop was dead in the first scene, but he got hit pretty hard with a pipe on his head, so that's something.
Yeah. Yeah, that whole first scene shows that they have, like, a little more charisma, I guess, in, like, the Home Alone guys.
Totally.
Like, they sort of know what they're doing.
It's also Joe Pantoliano, or what? Joe Pantoliano? Pantolione? I don't know how to say it. It's, he is, No. Ralphie Cifaretto and The Sopranos. He's also, in The Matrix. He plays the guy who betrays him. He's a bunch of... He's actually, like, a really, really good actor, so I was kind of sad to see that this was what his role was, because I was excited to see him in it. When I heard his Fratelli brother, I was just like, ugh. Well, that's unfortunate. You just get nothing. But, yeah, the Fratellis are following the Goonies down, and here, the Goonies are underground, encountering the series of deadly traps designed by One-Eye Willie to protect his treasure. Before we get to the deadly traps, though, there is just a bunch of pipes that they have to walk to underground that connect to various places in town. And this is just, like, the cheapest laugh thing ever, man. It's the most, like, again, slapstick's, like, the only word to use.
It was so stupid, but I laughed so hard.
Yeah.
I thought it was so funny.
As they're banging on the pipes trying to get somebody's attention, and we can see the other end of the pipes up on the surface. So it's causing things like the water fountains to change heights and the... You know, the little dials that you use to turn the faucet on to pull into the wall. And just all this, like, crazy stuff that would never happen. But It's so funny. They keep trudging on and come across a skeleton of a man that they saw in a news article earlier. So now they know they've gone further than this explorer.
There's a really funny line here.
If you can get through it.
Do you know what I'm gonna say?
Wait, oh my gosh, yeah. It's K.U. Kwan's line, right? Yeah. You do it.
Oh, fuck. Okay. It actually made me laugh so hard. He just says, they're looking at the skeleton body that, like, bugs are crawling on. And he goes, yep, he's dead. Like, he's confirming the death
It's so
of
funny,
the skeleton.
It's so funny.
But it's also just such a glazed over line because he says it so quietly in the background.
There's so many jokes like that throughout this, man, where it's just like, it's these tiny little lines that are just, like, thrown in as almost, like, you know, ad-libs or not ad-libs, but, like, what do you call it? It's almost like they're, like, cut in, you know, but it's just this banter between these kids, man, that's just adding to so much comedy.
Yeah, it's almost like it's like a side conversation that is just, like, the mic is cutting into.
Yeah,
it's so funny.
Oh, man, I would love to be on I would watch every single take of that movie, dude, just to see that group of kids just having fun. Like, it would be so fun.
I know, I'm sorry, I didn't mention this before. It was, at the start when they're, like, making their way over to, what is it called? The lounge?
The Lighthouse Lounge.
The Lighthouse Lounge, of course. Like, Mikey and, Dada are, like arm in arm. like, they kept walking, like, arm in arm, like, skipping together. And it was, like, really sweet and really cute, and I don't know why that was happening, or, like, what was the point of that, but it was really cute.
Dude, they're always just having fun, man. Like, that's...
And then they're, like, skipping, like, walking in the same, like... It was... Yeah, that was earlier. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that. But it was, like, again, like, a really, like, just, like, sweet moment that I feel like kids just being, like, kids, you know?
100%. Alright, well,
Sorry to mess this up.
No, dude, that's... I mean, I missed that, so thanks for telling me about it. But they've gone further than this explorer, but before any more booby traps, they come across a way out. It's a wishing well. They initially see all the quarters and pennies underneath, and they're like, oh, it's the treasure, but no. And also, what a dumb thing that, because we haven't brought it up that much, because Steph and Audrey, or wait, Steph and Andy are still there. Andy, right when Andy got into the cave, she was already, like, crying about something. I don't know what she was on about. She was just, like...
She started having a full-on like, freak out and being like, what's wrong with him looking down my shirt, talking about the guy that she left, because that was, like, the reason she left. And it's like, what the fuck are you saying? What is going on? What is this really strange dialogue of her just full-on being in shock and, like, repeating this, like, weird-ass sexist shit that no woman in her, like, world would ever
she's
say?
Just in her own world, and she's also the one who, when they're all like, oh, we can collect all these quarters, you know, who knows how much money is down there, who knows how long that well's been there.
Like, it's people's wishes.
Like, bro, no, we're about to lose our homes, okay? Fuck people's wishes, alright?
Yeah, and that's when Mouth made a very good point. I made a wish, so I've taken this wish and all of these back because mine didn't come true. Like, that's what he said back to that, which was exactly right.
But
and
then,
exactly
for some
on
reason,
point.
they didn't fill their pockets with coins, which they should have.
Well, but they decided to move on to the treasure. I guess that would have been smart to just for a backup.
Well, yeah, you have revealed it, but they.
Oh my god! I've revealed it from a 40-year-old movie.
You've spoiled it for all of our listeners. They decide not to leave the cave and not find the treasure. Of course, they trudge on, but it takes a very heartfelt message from Mikey. Mikey's pretty much the only one who wants to keep going, and he talks about how up there, what their parents are doing, that's, you know, their thing, and down here, this is our moment, you know, and so it has, you know, the famous line talking about, I think to preface that, it's like, Goonies never say die, and just, I mean, really cued me into how good of an actor that kid is, like, right there.
So good.
Sean
Oh my
Astin.
god. What talent from all of the kids.
Seriously. Unbelievable talent. After this, they're in another trap room. And this one, there's a large boulder that falls into the floor. After, I think Mikey has hand caught in a wall or something.
Oh, yeah, he sticks in, like, a skeleton key type thing that they found into
on
the
Christopher
wall.
Columbus, yeah. Or, what? What? Why did I just... we've been talking about Chris Columbus, and I guess because he's skeleton, Chris Columbus is also dead. I have no idea.
On the skeleton, yeah, they stick it in and his hand gets caught, and then, like, a boulder falls and...
Yep, it
lots of chaos.
It falls into the floor, and Data starts falling down. We get this really cool falling shot, but luckily, he's got an invention to save him, and this is the point, pretty much, where the movie starts going, it enters into unbelievable territory. Actually, not really. It was always kind of an unbelievable... It was really the pipes thing where it started getting into unbelievable territory. Yeah. But really, once they entered that cave, man, I think this might just be a story about kids' imagination. Like, because it was very realistic up until that point.
Well, of course.
You know? But then in the end, all the parents...
Well, the whole plot is... How is it realistic? No, we can discuss this later, because I think I would have some more points to add into that.
In the beginning? The beginning's completely
beginning...
Like...
Yeah, but I would say...
You could put that into...
The overall plot in Synopsis is not
Yeah, but
realistic.
I'm saying at that, it's right when the pipes start, is when it starts becoming realistic, which is right when... Unrealistic, which is right when they enter into the cave, which is right when no other adults are around, so it becomes kid imagination.
Well, I do think...
Just a theory.
Yeah, but I think, like we said, like... The bike thing of him finding them and flying off and then just, like, walking up is unrealistic. But...
That's just continuity.
In terms of story, you're saying.
I mean,
okay.
It's different.
Yeah,
it's different, like, people showing up at a place that they couldn't be and then pulling on pipes underground and seeing, like, a dude fly up on a you know, a little water fountain. You know, like, it goes from, okay, I can maybe rationalize this to just completely unbelievable. Which... It needs to, because it stays that way for the rest of the movie, really.
But it's
working in a realm that's not realistic.
So, the point of them going there is to find the buried treasure so they can save all of their houses for, like, their families. Yeah. So isn't that unrealistic, like, as the motive
like, I
to
guess,
begin
but
with?
Again, that's just a story. There's so many stories like that start, like, what the fuck? Like,
right,
anything,
okay, so it's just...
still be realism.
You're saying, like, actively nothing, like, actively unrealistic happens until the pipes.
Yeah, it's just like, you can rationalize.
Okay.
You could dream that up, okay?
Right.
You're a kid, and there's this big treasure in your town, and all of a sudden, oh my god, your dad's got the map to the treasure. Now you're the only ones who make it. That's fine. I can rationalize that. Same way I can rationalize Bran somehow saw that house when he fell down the thing, the hill, to be able to follow them, or whatever. Like, I can deal with all that. But once you get to the pipes thing, it's just like, that's not possible. That's not possible.
That's, like, actually, even if we stretch, that's not possible.
And
Okay,
it
yeah.
stays, and that's why I'm saying it stays in that realm, because as Data's falling, he has his invention to save him, which is the biting teeth toy on the end of some sort of slinky or just kind of elastic type.
But see, that's realistic. Those are his inventions, G. Come on.
See, yes, we're right back to the realism. Yeah. Of course, this slinky saves his life just before he goes into some spikes, and we reveal the next room. They move forward. We don't see how.
We don't see how
until later.
he gets down or any of them.
We see a rope when the Fertillies walk past it.
But it's still, my question is, how do we get off of the rope without jumping onto the spike? Like, we just take, like, a leap of faith?
He would have to swing. It's too much, they just have to gloss over that stuff. So, they move forward, and they're still being followed by the Fertillies. Fertillies? I felt like I spelled it weird there. But luckily they decide to take a bathroom break. During this break, Andy's calling for Bran, because they've are an unofficial couple, kind of, the whole time. You mentioned earlier, like, Andy was following Bran after he fought the bike because she felt bad for him. They've had a thing. They're going to go on a date later that week, so they're hitting it off.
And that's why Bran wanted them to stay at home, so he didn't get grounded for his date.
That is true.
So that's the whole motive there. All wraps around.
Basically, during the break, though, Andy's calling for Bran, and instead, Bran says, "Hey, Mikey, go help her out." So, Mikey goes over to help Andy, and she mistakes him for Bran, giving him a big kiss.
And see, we're gonna get into this, and I know this is weird, but before this, why is he, like, pissed off that she's calling for him? Like, why is she like, you go see what she wants? Like,
I have no idea.
Stupid woman, let's go see what she wants. Like, come on, like, he's been into her the entire time.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden, he's like, go see what she wants. Which is strange to me.
Makes no sense. It was just so, best film ever. My podcast that I listened to. Shout out, obviously. Not that they need it. But they say this thing when there's stuff like that. It's the quote, "Movie's got a movie," which is like, you just have to get the next thing. You wanted this scene to happen, and you realize, wait a minute, you don't have a really good way to get there, so you just need to do it. Movie's got a movie, I think that it works.
Movie's just got a movie in that scene?
Exactly. I think so. Like, they wanted that to happen to, I think it's more like childhood fulfillment. Like, if you're a little kid watching that, and there's this really pretty girl, and then you, like, little boy watching that. Like,
that
that's
would
how
make
I
sense,
see it.
because I could not think of any reason why that would be put in there.
Yeah, no, it's that can be the only reason.
Right, because I actually didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
It adds to that fantasy. It adds to that fantasy of everything around that group.
Yeah.
So Mike is a little wobbly after that kiss, but there's a bunch of funny things said by Andy where he's like, she's talking to her friend Steph, and she's like, "Yeah, I didn't know he wore braces," and stuff like that.
Yeah, and Steph is also fully aware.
Steph's fully aware. Doesn't tell her.
Saw, like, Mikey make out with her, then walk away.
Yeah, but she doesn't say anything. And Andy is also like, "Oh yeah, be careful, by the way, there's a hole over there, I think."
I think there's a hole that Bran was standing in.
Yeah.
Because he's short. Like, that's so many just, like, weird, funny, like, I didn't know he had braces. Oh, I think he was standing in a hole. Like, all of that shit was so funny.
How does she not realize? Comical. So, now, we're moving forward. We beat some booby traps, right? We're looking good, making great progress.
Yeah.
But then, I feel like I'm missing a booby trap. It's like, seriously. But we come across, we move forward and come across a bone organ. It's a cavern filled with a giant pipe organ constructed of human bones, and the inscription warns, "Play the tune or face certain doom." Andy is the only one with musical knowledge, and she's got to have some sort of thing.
Yeah, this is actually the only thing she is helpful with the entire time.
That's true, as her character. You could have had anybody else take piano lessons. Piss me off. God. Also, okay, here's something. I was, basically, Andy's the only one with meteorology. She nervously plays the notes, and each note causes the floor to collapse, revealing sharp spikes below. So parts of the floor are collapsing as she's playing the wrong notes. With the last key, right as the Fratellis are on their tail, Andy unlocks the door leading further into the cave, and they move in. But what was interesting is, basically, right when she played the first key, right, the way this works, she plays a key, and it's like a drawbridge ramp going down, like, one, just like, feet by feet, pretty much. Like, moves for 4 feet, another 4 feet, another 4 feet until it's flat, pretty much, something like that.
Right.
When it moved the first 4 feet, and especially the second 4 feet, once it gets down like that, all they needed to do was walk over there. Like, they still had a path to, because it was just the left side of the floor breaking out. All they had to do was walk over there and climb up into it. They had the angle to get in easily. And even more so, when I was questioning whether they could do that or not, as the Fratellis are following them, there's an abyss where they're standing, right? So the Fratellis, you didn't think they were going to be able to get through. They just casually go on the right side of the wall and shimmy over directly in the space where I would have said, oh, that's where they could hop up to be able to fit and not get that ramp all the way down. It was,
That's a very good point.
There's so many things like that, but it's just, it's so good still. I don't care.
Exactly.
It's amazing.
It's like the nostalgia weighs out all of the continuity errors.
But they have one more little problem here. They have to cross over a log over a stream, and luckily the Fratellis are on their tails. But Data decides to use his slip shoes to knock the Fratellis down, and his slip shoes is just a little bit of oil, I guess, in his shoes that he could apply behind him when he's walking. It's like the most.
And he's just like tiptoeing across. It's really funny how he's walking with
so
those on.
funny. His face whenever he's like just doing anything, man, because he's so happy, like no matter what, pretty much. Like until the Fratellis are in his face, he's having a great time.
Yeah.
Like, he's just happy to be there, radar. But yeah, the Fratellis fall down. This is where it gets really slapstick. With the Fratelli, like it just starts. Before they were like kind of actual villains. Now they are the people from Home Alone. They're the people from Home Alone, and we are watching Home Alone. That is how I felt. Like they get, they land like in between, and like the two guys land in between their legs on the log, and like talking in high voices and stuff. It's just like the most goofy stuff ever, man.
And the funny thing about it is I find it so fucking hilarious. Like, I don't know why.
Right.
I know that's just like the most basic stupid ass. I was laughing so hard. I don't know if it was like added to like sitting in the theater with a big audience around me also laughing, but like I found it so funny. And I know it's just like that stupid Home Alone shit, but it's like it was so funny. I don't know why.
My problem is just Joe Pantaleone.
You don't want to see him wasted like that.
I don't want to see him I don't want to see him wasted like that. It was just like, why are you doing this like that, bro? Just let him have a real character that's not just hating his brother. There's a great moment with the brothers later. I just remembered. But basically, they get past that, and all that's left is a water slide. Which, again, the stupidest decision. Brand should have stepped in. God, guys, no, we are not going down this water slide. There could be sticks protruding out right on a turn, where you go right into. This water could end at a certain point. As you fall off the slide at the end, it could just be rocks. Like, there's
I'm pretty sure he's the one, like, telling everyone to go.
Yep, he is. He's like, all right, get going.
No, but I think that just adds into, like, that, like, childhood imagination shit. Like, yes, they are riding a, like, natural water slide, which looks fucking sick and so much fun, I must add.
So much fun. They do a single shot for every kid, too, where you get to see the reaction. It's just, that's genuine.
I've wanted to go on that fucking water slide since I've first seen the movie, and I still do.
I would love to go.
It looks so fun.
I would love to go on that water slide. But yeah, they get through the water slide, down a massive water chute, screaming with both terror and delight, you can tell. The group...
Yeah, some more terror, some more delight.
100%. They get spewed out into a big cavern with a bunch of water, and it contains One-Eyed Willie's ship, the Inferno. And of course, this is the best time to mention that the Inferno, that pirate ship, was actually real and built. That's what they said in the preface to the movie.
Yes.
It was, the actors had not seen the set before filming, so they wanted to keep that reaction genuine, and a lot of people think So they kept the ship's full scale. Everything that you see filmed on the ship was actually what you saw looking at when they come down. But they want to say that they were able to keep that shot, because you see that everywhere. The reactions when they first saw the ship were genuine, but they could not keep that shot that they used, because when somebody, Josh Brolin, had so genuine of a reaction when he saw the ship that he dropped an F-bomb, which cannot happen in the Goonies movie, so they had to reshoot it. And honestly, when you see, knowing that, watching their reactions, you could tell that's not genuine. You totally tell it wasn't genuine. Like, they had to act, and it would have, I would kill to see that freaking Josh Brolin just going, holy fuck, or whatever he said, like, fuck me, it would just be so funny.
I think that's so fun, like, just having too genuine of a reaction.
Yeah.
That you just fuck up the shot.
Couldn't play for that.
Hilarious.
Yep. One of Willie's treasures there. They make their way in and find the treasure eventually after looking around the boat, playing with all the pirate stuff, which, again, just a kid dream. I mean...
Yeah,
oh
totally.
My gosh, man.
Completely.
And, they discover the treasure and all excited about it.
Well, Mikey is the first one.
He is, yeah.
I do want to touch... I thought this was, like, such a nice scene of he's talking... He finds the treasure, and he's talking to the, skeleton...
Yep.
of One-Eyed Willie. I do think it's really funny to, like, show he was one-eyed. As a skeleton, they just had one side of his face be all bone.
Yeah.
Like,
again.
that was really funny, I think. Like, because it's not like people who don't have one eye, like, don't have an eye socket.
Is that supposed to be another example of the absurdity of the film?
Just like the imagination.
Yeah.
Like a little kid thinks someone one-eyed is just like a straight bone all the way down.
So, that whole angle, and I never even knew before going into Goonies, but like thinking about like just how they played into the imagination of the children is so cool, man. It's so cool.
Yeah, but he's given like this nice, like kind of speech to Willie saying like, thank you, and stuff. And then the lighting
he's emotional too.
Yeah, he's getting real emotional. And then you can see the lighting kind of changes. Like there's a different light casts a shadow over his face, and the camera moves, and everyone is standing right there with candles. And he asks like, "How long have you been standing there?" And Brand goes, "Long enough."
Yep. And then then they all discover the treasure. They're filling their pockets, and same exact thing, pretty much. They're all excited. All of a sudden, I don't know if it really did, but the light changes a little bit, and then the camera pans, and nope, the Fratellis are on the ship.
Yeah.
Which they somehow got down the water chute. The water chute only looked big enough for kids, I think.
I guess not.
They got down the water chute. They were fine. They swam over without anybody noticing somehow.
Yeah, it's like I do. Well, they were all distracted by the treasure.
Yeah, I would have been distracted.
Yeah, but I think, oh, what was I going to say? I just had a thought. No, I lost it. Okay, you can move on.
They discovered the treasure, but the Fratellis have caught up, obviously, so Fratellis decide to make the group walk the plank to be able to keep the treasure for themselves. It starts with, I keep wanting to call her Audrey.
Andy.
Starts with Andy, and then Bran jumps in after to save her.
Which, can I say? So she has her hands tied, right? And as she's walking over, she's like, I can't swim with my hands tied. Which is like, no shit, girl, that's the point. They're trying to drown you. But it's also, they show the shot underwater, and she's completely swimming up. Like, okay, let me also add, Brand runs in and jumps in with, like, no repercussion. His hands are not tied. So they're just like, she's just gonna get saved? Well, like, I don't get what the point was there. Also, it seemed like she's already going in the direction up from the water, like, to the surface. And he jumps in and then comes behind her, also coming up to the surface. So then they meet at the like, it was very clear that he did not save her. But it's like, I get it. She isn't gonna, like, pretend to actually drown for, like, a roll.
It was also weird because when he jumped off the plank to go save her, he, like, not even, like, pushed the mother Fratelli out of the way. He was just like, get out of my way, casually. And she was just like, oh, okay, sure. Which
yeah, it was, like, he was so easily able to, like, jump off the boat, which I guess, like, they just wanted them off the boat so they could, like...
share a kiss.
Have it?
That's what they wanted. They wanted that moment so they could share the kiss and they could call back to the braces.
Well, I was thinking in the terms of, like, story, like, not what they're actually, like, the movie's trying to portray. I was thinking maybe, I don't know. But you're right about that.
Hey,
for
bro,
sure.
all I know is if they're adding any story to Andy, just leave it. No, Andy doesn't need it. I hated her. The way they wrote her, everything about her. Oh,
She's
my
the
God.
worst.
But yeah,
Our best and worst character.
the group's walking the plank, but suddenly we hear, "Hey, you guys!"
That was perfect.
And here comes Sloth and Chunk, man. They like put a knife into one of the sails on the boat and start floating down with the knife, like full-blown pirate style. Sloth's fighting his family that kept him chained up, and we get a really cool moment where he takes off his shirt, and we get, like, did you recognize that theme, right?
Yeah, obviously, it's a Superman theme. It's a Superman, and an eruption of laughter from the crowd as well.
It was awesome, and what a move, because Richard Donner directed Superman, so that's a
right.
It's just absolutely beautiful.
Very funny.
But yeah, he's helping his friends escape, fighting off his family. At one point he gets the two Fratelli brothers tied way up, and as the mom's like cutting them down afterwards, she he gets them tied up, and then do the Goonies move off the boat and start leaving and leave the people on it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Yeah, so he ties them up. He's pretty much chilling, throws the mom into the water, I think, at some point. But at one point, when the Fratelli brothers are in the air, they both fall down. And they've been, like, hating each other the whole time.
Also, I'm sorry, I didn't get to mention it. At one point, Steph does, like, punch the mom in the face.
Really?
Yeah. What was it with that? And why was it, like, so glazed? Like, as she's just walking on she just, like, punches the mom in the face.
There's also, like, all that stuff with Kei Kwan using his booby traps and stuff to fight him a little bit more. We had the callback to the very first scene where he has this little pull-in thing that he does.
This is very funny.
So they were holding their own a little bit. But
they were holding their own and then just left, you know?
Oh, shoot. What was I saying?
Sort of was the vibe.
Dang it. I had something really good. I was in the middle of it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I interrupt you? I'm sure I did. Apologies. I don't know. I think a lot of, like, the fighting is just getting really, like, mixed up in my brain. Just because so much was happening at once. But that punch for sure is something that really caught me off guard. It's like, okay, sure.
I didn't even notice that. That's so funny.
Yeah, and it was like maybe because they wanted to make like the only... They didn't want to have like a man and a woman. So they're like, we can have her in.
Hey, I love Steph getting even more character though. She's already likable, bro.
Absolutely.
She throws a punch in this too.
Yeah,
that's amazing. But while the Fratelli brothers, they were as Chunk and Sloth and all the Goonies are getting off the ship, the Fratelli brothers were tied up, kind of on top. Yeah. They got cut down by the mom. But as they land, they've been battling the whole movie. They're like rivals. They're always hitting each other, getting mad at each other. They both land, and they both check out each other really fast. One of them goes, "Are you okay?" And the guy goes, "Yeah, are you okay?" "Yeah." And then they start fighting immediately again.
Which I think is just like a really funny, like, brotherly, like, sibling.
It's so good.
Like, you're checking to see if you're okay, but you're also still pissed at each other and gonna, like, beat the fuck out of each other.
It is so good. Everybody's escaping, but the Fratellis go to take the gold. There was one little kind of scale of gold that was held even, that Mikey said, "Hey, everybody, when we're taking this gold off the table, let's leave this for Willie." Mikey must have known that it looked like another booby trap, or he just had that much respect for Willie.
He seemed like he had a lot of respect in that speech.
He could have, yeah. But the Fratellis decided to take the gold out of that, and that sets off the final trap. So the cave starts to collapse, the boat starts shifting around, and the Goonies have to use dynamite to break out of the cave into the light.
Yeah.
Yeah, dynamite that they thought were candles the entire... I was like, when is this going to come up?
Yeah, I know, because they picked them up and they're like, candles!
Yeah, but that was like an hour ago.
You could see it so clearly.
So funny.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, they get into the light, they emerge onto the beach, the police and parents arrive all happy to see their kids, but the kids, although happy to see their parents, are a little bit sad because all the treasure that they found, they had to dump back out when the Fratellis were fighting them, so they really didn't get the chance to keep anything from the boat. So as the parents are all reuniting, I really like the stuff with, we got to see an invention that Dada's dad has, which was nice, a little camera,
right,
and how it doesn't work before. At that moment, very moment, the rep for the country club walks up to Mikey's dad, trying to get him to sign away the house. And just as he's about to sign, it's revealed that Mikey held on to some jewels. And Rosalito finds them, and they're all excited, and that's going to be able to save the home and pay off everything. This is where I quickly want to mention, according to international maritime salvage law, the rights to a salvage vessel, listen very closely, the rights to a salvage vessel and its contents go to the person or persons who first successfully bring something off the vessel in question. So since Mikey brought the jewels off the ship of the Inferno, everything on it belongs to him.
Right.
Which you don't even, you're not supposed to process that. That's not the important part. But truly, if they can find that ship, that's Mikey's ship, according to international maritime law. How cool is that?
That is cool as fuck.
It's just, I found that, I thought that was sweet. The Fratellis show up on the beach as well. They somehow got out, but are quickly arrested. Chunk makes sure to separate, I forgot a Sloth from the other Fratellis, saying that he's a good guy. And I was almost tearing up when Chunk says to Sloth, you're gonna come live with me now. And it made me so happy.
It was so sweet.
Yeah, so, then the light changes ever so slightly. Camera pans as everybody's looking in a certain direction, and boom, there's the Inferno, a pirate ship on the coast of Oregon, just sailing off, and it is beautiful, man.
And keep in mind, they're telling everyone what happened as this happened, and they're like, "No, you're fucking lying. What do you mean, a pirate ship?
Yeah.
Booby trap? What do you?" And then the pirate ship comes from behind them.
Okay, I have something interesting here, actually. You remember how Dada goes, "We fought an octopus."
Right.
And you know how it's not in Dada's character to lie?
Yeah,
at all?
what was that?
It was a cut scene. They fought an octopus I think it's on YouTube now, but they actually fought a real octopus. That scene got cut. Yeah. And so when he was saying that was actually a real thing. but it works kind of in that, because it just sounds like he's just being cocky. He's like, "Oh yeah, we fought an octopus."
It was so random.
It was weird. It was weird that they didn't dub that over, because there are other times that they dubbed over things, like back when they're in the house initially, when he's insulting Chunk in some way, talking about a pizza place. Mm-hmm. He says Goodfellas Pizza, I think. They had to dub that in because they tried a different Godfather's Pizza.
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh God. Goodfellas, Godfather. Two different. Come on, two different mob movies. That's insane. There's definitely a Goodfellas Pizza out there too.
I'm sure.
But they had to replace the chain that he actually said. Because that chain apparently didn't want their name in the movie for whatever reason.
Lame.
So they had to dub that in. I don't know why they didn't just dub something, we fought the Fratellis or something. You could have dubbed something there.
I don't know. That was really strange. We fought an octopus. That's
why.
pretty insane.
It's a crazy thing to cut, right? With how much money that probably was to get that octopus fight. I have to watch that, because,
maybe it was this is a little too out there. It's we're doing all of this other shit. This is a little too,
Sure.
past the realm of just normal imagination.
Honestly, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, everything else is just kind of whimsical. That's just over the top, epic.
Yeah, fighting an octopus is insane.
Dude, that's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea type shit.
Yeah.
And that's where our credits roll, and that's our movie.
Yeah, such a good, ending wrap-up of the movie.
Yeah, it was initially supposed to end in, actually back at the house, where, the mom was going to be doing the laundry and find Mikey accidentally. He got those jewels, which saves the house. And I preferred this one so much more.
Yeah, for sure.
It's the big, they wanted, there's the reason that they wanted the big moment of that ship sailing off. That was the big thing.
It also just, adds into that, childhood, fake type stuff. That, all of their parents are there on the beach waiting for them, happy that they're here and they can save, their homes.
I think that's a cool moment, too, because it brings the parents into it. Because before, it's really only the kids who have the belief and everything, and all the absurdity going on are dealing with it until they could have easily just had their story, and the parents, oh, funny story, guys, but instead they show that ship, and it's a cool moment.
Yeah, it could have been like a real, like a Peter Pan or like Wizard of Oz like moment, where it's like, oh, silly kid, that didn't happen. But obviously, for I guess like the plot of them saving the house, the parents have to kind of like be in on it. You know what I mean?
100%.
And it's less like dream like in that sense, I guess.
It's just. There's something about back then, like, movies were able to be just, there wasn't as much, like, if you pitch that story to a studio nowadays, nobody's picking that up. Nobody's picking that up.
Yeah.
It's too simple. There's not enough set pieces. There's not enough, believability at the end. Just, like, weird, like...
Well, I mean, with the overproducing of movies, you probably could get literally anyone to pick it up, and then it would just be like a dog shit movie on some, like, random streaming service that no one ever watches. Just because...
Well, no studio would pay to...
Well,
nobody
just, like...
would take a risk. Movies like this are not... It's the same as Jaws. Movies like that are not made anymore. You don't get small stories like that because they things have gotten so grand that studios don't think it's worth the risk to go into that stuff anymore.
Right, I'm just saying, like, those movies, like... types and not to this extreme or that good are picked up by like smaller studios and just like over like how Netflix has 2 million movies coming out like every single week, you know what I mean? Like there's just constantly producing movies and putting out movies and putting out movies. And with all the streaming services, that's what I'm just saying. Like a movie like this could get picked up, have a budget of like fucking nothing, and then be put on a streaming service that no one ever watches just based on like you're right, like how what was that? how people like consume movies now. Like it's like you said, like everything just has to be so like grand. Like it's not like a simple idea that we could just like take and make
and perfect. Right. It's so much better. I guess you're right. And then the studio could totally pick that up. But I was talking like more mainstream movies like that don't get made. And to get to go and watch that in theaters is just magical, man. It's magical. And it's so special, man. It's so special. There's so many. God, I just being in that theater with that many people getting to see that movie in that way, man. That was an experience. Seriously. Yeah,
it was just so good. Just so obviously it's like stupid to say. It's such a well done movie. Like just how it's shot. How the dialogue for the most part.
It's carried by the kids, to be completely honest, The blend of kids that they found was absolutely amazing. And I think since we have characters next anyways, I'll mention here, I think it was really impressive how they, I immediately knew the names of all the kids. Like, I know I've seen it once before.
Yeah.
But, like, I wasn't completely familiar with the names, but they're such different kids. It's so easy to discern which is which, remember all the names. They're so specific to them, Dada with all of his inventions. Mouth with his mouth,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Each character has, like, their nickname that is very specific to them.
Yep.
And each character has, like, a very specific character trait that you could, like, pinpoint. And then they kind of have a nickname based off of that trait that they have, except Mikey, I guess.
It's so simple. It's like a Disney thing almost,
Yeah.
Scar. Like, it's so smart, man. It's so smart when you're working with that. It's a fairly big, it's constantly those kids in there.
Yeah, and it's even now we think about how just in movies that we watch, like a bunch of, or TV shows, I guess, more so. A bunch of characters are kind of thrown at you, and not a lot of development. It happens in movies, too, I think. But, like, truly just having one simple trait for each of, like, the 4 boys specifically, and then just, like, really caring with that, and that being, like, everything around is just such a simple way to have such good development for characters and really be able to, like, pinpoint, like, this character is this is that, you know what I mean? Like, it's a very...
Yeah, it was a completely different time.
Yeah.
And it's just...
It's, like, that's the thing, like, the simplicity of all of it is so, like, beautiful, I think. Like you said, of the story, and of the characters, and of the script, even. Just, like, it's so simple.
Yeah, I think studios nowadays are stupid to think that we wouldn't like that still, Like, the reason you don't see characters like that anymore is because, like, I guess they think people look at those as one-dimensional characters, but it's like, if you can bring enough, if you can cast well enough, bring enough just good energy on screen, man, people are gonna like it. And you don't have to overcomplicate with just crazy. You know, it is. You're so right. It's so much easier to remember characters when they got nicknames tied to what they do. It's.
Yeah.
I wish we would see more of that now, and not just like in comedy or something like that.
Right.
Because it works for adventure movies. It works for, you know, action movies and things too. And it's a simplification of everything.
Yeah, I think it was just like the characters are so well done in just such a simple way, and I keep saying it, but it's so true. Like, it's just you can pinpoint every character so easily.
Yep.
And it's really easy to just pick up on and immediately, like, now, like, I get, like, we've seen the movie, obviously, before. I don't know if we said that, but we have both seen the Goonies in our childhood, of course, before now. So it's like, I don't know if I'm, like, extra picking it up, because I've seen it before, but I truly think, like, that's the reason. It's just, like, the trait attached to the nickname is so easy to remember.
Totally, I think so too.
Yeah.
Is that all for character?
I mean, that's kind of the main point I had.
Okay.
For character, unless are there other characters you want?
I've just got random stuff, like performances wise. I think Josh Brolin is really, really good. Probably the best one there, if you ask me, performance wise. Because he had to play, like, a lot of different sides, because, you know, he's mad sometimes, he's really into it sometimes, he's playing, like, a lover boy sometimes, an older brother, and he flawlessly pulls off all of those, in my opinion.
We also, I'm sorry we didn't mention it, but there was, at some point, when they were still at the house, there was, like, a really nice scene, where they like, had, like, a nice hug.
Yeah, I mentioned
on the porch.
That's what I was trying to say when he's being the stronger older brother. We had some nice scenes with him actually being a good brother. We had
that's one specific one that I'm thinking of. That was, like, really nice. And again, like, really portraying that different emotion, that it is, like, oh, he does actually care about his brother. It's not just like, oh, I'm chasing my brother around because my mom told me to. So it is nice that they had, like, so many different sides to his character.
That's hard to play. I mean, that's not easy, man. It's a big ask for him to do that much, and he absolutely knocked it out of the park. He's super likable, too. I think that type of character could be very easily unlikable. And it's not... Are you good? Mm-hmm. You're getting distracted over there.
I'm listening to
the
you.
light on your face changed, so I thought we were going to get the camera shots.
That someone else was about to appear.
Yeah, somebody else. But him, for me, that was a super impressive performance. I think we're just missing a lot here, so if you want to just hold a little space, and I can go find it. Or I'll just try favorite character?
Oh, I was going to get to that.
Oh, that's next. Okay.
That's
not in the character section?
No, I do
section
favorite character and best scene, so later, yeah.
Perfect.
It's after this
Perfect.
section.
I might have accidentally revealed mine, but...
Seems like it. Especially after saying that.
I don't think there were really any bad performances. Again, I think Joe Pantoliano or whatever was underutilized, which made me very sad because he's an unbelievable actor and he's very young, and I was excited to see him in that role. And he's just a comedy piece. I think that the two Fratelli's brothers turning into home-blown guys is a choice. I think they could have. I think it would have been a lot harder to make them look, you know, comparable and still have the kids beat them, you know?
Right.
That was definitely the easier decision, just go slapstick with it and make these guys idiots.
Right.
But
it is like they are legitimate criminals. It's like what we're seeing from, like, newspapers and shit like that in the start. Like, they shouldn't just be able to, like,
the guy's introduction,
goof around.
The first guy's introduction is a fake suicide, and then Joe Pantoliano, the second guy's, is lighting gasoline on fire as they're driving. Like, they were legit villains.
They really take a turn.
Which is sad. I mean, they didn't, and they kind of just turned, like, immediately, too. Like, it wasn't, like, you know, we kind of got to see a little softer side of the both of them, I guess, when they were interrogating Chunk with the blender, you know, and just kind of their laughter and stuff like that. But it was the arguments between brothers at that point just felt, like, real. And you know, one of the brothers was, like, singing opera and stuff, and it was, I don't know, they felt scary.
Could I argue... Maybe they are less, because I just watched this movie, less of the Home Alone guys and more of Horace and Jasper from 101 Dalmatians.
Wow, what a great call. I mean, I genuinely think Horace and Jasper, the Home Alone guys are based off Horace and
Right,
Jasper.
yeah. But I think at, like, another level, because they are kind of, like, good at what they... Again, it's against dogs,
they have their
but they're also,
there.
like, they're fucking around, too, yeah.
That's true, and you can tell at certain points they actually do care about each other, too.
Right.
That's a really good shout, yeah. That's a great shout, Jasper and Horace. Man,
I just watched that movie, so it's fresh on my brain.
I have a couple things here that I was going to add, just little character things. Kei-Hee Kwan said that his entertainment lawyer basically at an the Hollywood Reporter's actor roundtable, Kwan said it was Jeff Cohen who drew up his deal to appear in Everything Everywhere All at Once. So Jeff Cohen, Chunk, became Kei-Hee Kwan's agent, pretty much, and got him hooked up in Everything Everywhere All at Once. So one of the producers of the movie trying to make the deal said he would have never imagined that we'd have to talk to Chunk to get data to be in this movie.
That's so funny.
So good.
That's so crazy.
Sean Astin, Josh Brolin, and Kei-Hee Kwan all later experienced career comebacks. Some of them just career takeoffs. After appearing in the film that won Best Picture, all of them appearing in a hit film that won Best Picture. Sean Astin's was Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. Josh Brolin's was No Country for Old Men. And have you seen either of those?
No.
We're gonna watch it. I think No Country for Old Men's on the poster. It's an unbelievable movie.
Was Goonies on the poster?
I think it was. I think Goonies was on the poster.
Knock down another
Let's
one.
go. Return of the King and No Country and Everything Everywhere All at Once. Around 9 minutes, apparently, the music that plays on Dada's stereo when he swings through the front door of Bran and Mikey's house early in the film is the James Bond theme, composed by Monty Norman. I'm sure you heard it. The da-da-da-da-da. 4 years after the film's release, the guy who plays Jake Fratelli actually played the main antagonist of a James Bond film, License to Kill, 1999. Yeah, so
that's funny.
Cool little link there. That's really all I got there.
Yeah, I think you can reveal yours first, because I think you already do, of your favorite and least favorite character.
Yeah, I mean...
our least favorite, I think it's obvious.
Do we want to try to pick a different one then? Because we're in agreement that it's Andy. Andy's the worst character in there. Yeah. So do you want to try to pick a different one that's not Andy?
There isn't a different one.
I think I've got... I mean, if we both agree, it's got to be cool. We've showed Andy all the way. Pick one that you think was worse, because I've got mine 100%.
You think there's someone worse than Andy?
No.
Okay.
That was also bad, because we're both Andy. We know that. I already ruined my reveal. We got to have something. Mine is Josh Brolin's character, Brand. Like I said, he had to play so many different roles in his role. And also just being an older brother, I think I could relate to him the most. So that was definitely my favorite.
I still haven't decided. I was gonna write it down, like, right after we got out of the movies, like I usually do. Like, I write it down, like, in the section. But I don't know. It's like I like a bunch of different characters for different specific qualities. Like, I think, like, Chunk is, like, so funny. Like, his like, comedy.
Are you gonna go and pick all the characters?
So fucking hilarious.
Yep.
You know, and it's like Mikey, like his drive, you know, like his like that type of thing where he's just like working to get to the treasure. He's always bringing everyone together and like giving his big monologue speeches. And I won't do this for every character. I'm sorry. I would say that I would have to go with Mikey being my favorite character.
He's great.
And again, it's just Sean Astin, the acting is just so incredible.
It's crazy to me that you have not seen The Lord of the Rings. It's on the poster, isn't it, actually? The whole trilogy's on the poster.
I know, I have to watch them.
Dude, once you will get to see Sean Astin in his best role ever, man. He is... Oh my... You talk about
That's
driven.
the only thing I've seen him in is Goonies and...
Stranger Things.
Yep.
Yeah. Which he's great in Stranger Things. Isn't that kind of cool how he's...
Demi-dog.
He's one of those 80s actors that they got, too. And I never really thought about that because I kind of forgot he was in Goonies. Like, I was thinking it was like a Rudy thing or whatever. Because you know how they would know Ryder and like Stranger Things. That was their big thing with all the adults. They get these classic 80s actors that come in and play the role.
Of course.
Sean Astin was also one of those people.
Yes, I did know that, but I watched Stranger Things after you watched Stranger. Like, I watched it way later, just based on my age, so.
Not that season, though, right? Season 2?
Well, I didn't watch any of Stranger Things until season 3 came out.
Dang, so I was actually well into... Yeah, that's interesting.
Because I wasn't allowed to watch it.
Yeah.
But then I started watching it while Dad was watching it, so that was information that I knew because, like, talking to Dad, he's like, he's from the Goonies.
That's sad, man. I wish you would have been there. I have a great memory with our cousin Annie. We were going to watch this couple episodes of Stranger Things Season 1 because she'd already seen it, and I think she'd already started.
I was actually there. I was sitting on the other side of where you guys were sitting and saying hello.
Let me finish the story first. We sat there. We were about to watch just a couple episodes. We ended up watching the entire show in one day. The entire show. Our parents started like delivering food to us and stuff because we were just spending time. It was.
Yeah, I remember I was there. I was like, "What the fuck are these people?" Like, I didn't get to hang out with you guys all day. I was just chilling with Lily all day because you guys were watching Stranger Things, and it was like too scary for me.
It was
like I kept going in there, but it's too scary for you. And I'm like, okay,
really? Is that That's good. It scared me, I remember. Season 1 definitely creeped me out like crazy.
So creepy, yeah. But Sean Astin, what a guy. And I guess I haven't even seen his best performance.
Yep.
Crazy.
You'll have to watch it.
Yeah, so I think... Okay, so who is your now chosen other than Andy least favorite character?
My least favorite character other than Andy is the rich kid of the person who's foreclosing all the houses. The rich kid he's the guy who pulled... Brand on the bike. He's the guy who was on top of the wishing well. He was insufferable, and because he was supposed to be, he's definitely supposed to be. But like, sometimes when you write a character that unlikable, I hop right on that train, and I can't even separate myself from. I know you're writing him unlikable, but I hate him so much that I will go ahead with my least favorite character.
I would say the same thing about the mother of the fraternity. Like I hate. She would probably be my other least favorite character just because she's so unlikable.
Yeah.
Like, her voice is just like, and she's like being just like awful the entire time that I'm just like, stop. Like, God.
I kind of had a villain problem, I think, like, because she wasn't that menacing of a villain really either. Like, I feel like she should have had a couple more scenes that was more than just like slapping her boys around.
Well, she was very like Cruella de Vil in that. She was just telling them what the fuck to do.
She totally was. Yeah. We're pulling more 101 Dalmatians links. That's beautiful.
Okay, so what do you think the best or your favorite scene was?
Best or my favorite scene. Do you have yours in mind?
I have a few on the top of my... We also are doing least favorite if you have those in mind either.
Yeah. I think... Oh, dude, I don't even want to say it, because I know there's a lot better moments, but especially being in the full theater for that, it was Chunk's interrogation. And that was so funny.
That's up there for me too, for sure.
Funny.
I won't say that because you're saying that, but that would definitely be up there for my favorite scenes.
Yeah, the entire theater all around us just erupting in laughter.
Because we're going to like stressing out about the movie, and then he's just going on and on. Yeah. And everyone was just, it was, the theater experience I think really made that scene.
That was my favorite. I love that kid too. Chunk was just so likable for me the whole time, man. He's just an excellent kid. I think that would have been my close second on favorite characters for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's hard though. It really is hard with the favorites. If I didn't have Josh Brolin in that movie, I would have been the same. I don't know who to pick, bro. Data's seriously up there.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're all like really, really close to the. I would say my favorite scene is, and I said this before, just because it's like. Just like childhood fun is them going down like the water slide like into the and then them seeing like the ship for the first time. That's just it's so like just like I don't know, like nostalgic and magical and just
totally
whimsical and just like so just like imagination childhood fun, and I eat it up, truly. I loved it.
I agree.
But again, that Chunk's interrogation is close.
It's crazy that I picked that scene out of all the like iconic.
No, the honest, I was going to pick that scene too. If you,
yeah, no, it is. It's that good. It's that good.
Yeah. What about what do you think?
My least favorite scene was, without a doubt, the very last. It was more. Well, this is hard Because the problem is, I really like the final scene, the way it was done, but there was a moment that I really hated, and it was between Steph and Mouth. Can I say this, or do you need to pick a different whole scene?
What? What do you mean, can you say... Yeah, you can say that.
Yeah, because it's technically not the scene, it's just a moment.
Yeah, no, that counts, I would say.
So, basically, she starts flirting with him, like, pretty much. Like, you can kind of tell they, like, have a thing going, which is weird.
Yeah, which is, like, such that, like, classic, like, in that time of, like, call me when you're older, like, type thing. It's like, no, that's weird, actually, don't. That's strange, don't say that shit.
We can't do that. Like, literally the last time I remember seeing that was I swear to God, after Princess and the Frog, that stopped happening. Because you remember the blonde girl, have you seen Princess, is that on your Disney Watch yet?
I mean, I've seen it before, of course.
Do you remember, what's the blonde girl's name?
Oh, God, it's on the tip of my tongue, I don't remember.
Well, the one who's just always talking about her daddy.
I know exactly what you're talking about, yeah.
She falls for that one, like, you know, the sidekick of, oh my God, I'm forgetting all the names. The ghost guy.
Right.
What is his name? Come on, I gotta get
Boogie.
one.
No.
Nope.
Dr.
Oh, yes.
Dillamon, no.
Dr. Dillman. It doesn't matter. That happens in that movie too, because it's his Dr. whatever's sidekick. She falls for him, but then at the very end he has a younger brother, and Naveen has a younger brother, I think, actually. And then she's like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't know you had a brother," and kisses him on the lips, and is like, "Wow, just wait till you're older."
That's been happening for a while. Like that happened, like roles reverse, sort of, or gender swap, but in Girl Meets World, do you remember the shit with Maya and then Riley's young uncle who was in college?
Yeah. What the hell, dude?
Like, really weird shit there. Like, they have been doing that shit for a while. I think they, like, honestly just started stopping that. It's such a weird trope that's, like, so common.
They didn't kiss. Right?
I don't think so.
Because I remember it was just kind of like her liking him the whole time. And then eventually he had a conversation with her that was like, look. It should have been, I can't be a pedophile. that's what the conversation.
Would be way more realistic. Yeah, I don't remember the details, but like I remember it happening up until the 2010s. So, in Girl Meets World, crazy weird trope. Yeah, super strange.
Weird trope.
Don't like. I love Steph up until that.
It's tied to the male-centric Hollywood still. You know, I guess in Girl Meets World it's not quite the same, but the male fantasy that they try and bring in Hollywood. Same thing with like the mirror looking down the girl's shirt and stuff like that. It's just like, it's weird. Honestly, it really could have taught me wrong growing up if I paid too much attention. So.
It's also, I must say, and this is such a like stupid thing in like a side count. They kept saying, adjusting the mirror to look down her shirt. Her shirt was completely buttoned up. He was looking up her skirt, not down her shirt.
Yeah, that
which they just like never clarified.
Also,
that for some
how
reason.
did the mirror have the angle? Like, because the mirror looked pretty straight up. It would have had to have been
and then
like
you could
that.
see under her skirt.
I thought it was the girl in the back, honestly.
Right, me too. Yeah, really strange.
Oh wait, that girl in the back was Steph, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I didn't even register that at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, but that, I don't know, it's hard, again, like, probably just, like, a moment like that, like, him looking up her skirt and her, like, saying that weird shit in the cave about it was weird, or that moment with Steph and,
See, this is why,
Chunk.
do you remember
like, that's the same thing, I couldn't say a scene that I think is, like, the worst, but I think those 3 moments in specific are not great.
That's why, remember when we were coming up with what this line is going to be, and I was like, we do moment or element. That way you could take away exactly what you wanted.
Oh, we do have favorite element later.
Oh, we do?
Shit, I forgot about that. Yeah, there was a new
Well, element's
we
different.
in.
That's like, more on the technical side of things, I assume. Because an element's like
I still don't really know what that means. Every time I read it, I'm like, let G take the lead on that.
What are the elements of a movie? Dude, how do you make a movie? You camera work, script.
No, it makes sense. I get it. No, I'm sorry, I'm being
sets like that's what that would be.
Right.
All right. You are just giggly today, dude. Oh my god.
This is just very funny. Okay, do you want to move on to the technical sides?
Yes, I thought you'd never ask. I'm so happy to get to this point because I have some good stuff right here that I'm happy with. Excuse me. First off, you mentioned up top it is written by Steven Spielberg and Christopher Columbus, as I like to say. They also co-wrote Gremlins and Young Sherlock Holmes. I don't know if you saw that little Gremlins joke in there. Like, I was surprised because I felt like nobody in the theater got it. But when
Didn't Gremlins come after?
No, Gremlins was before. Oh. And when Chunk is confessing he's trying to tell the cop that the Fratellis are in the lighthouse lounge. The cop's like, yeah, and those little animals that if you throw water on them, they multiply.
Oh, yeah.
So obviously, I was like the only one in the entire theater who laughed. I was like, what the hell? Are these real 80s fans here? What is happening?
I did, just so you know, I laughed at that too. I just totally forgot it happened.
I thought, it's so great because it's just a perfect call. Yes, I call it Gremlin Sherlock Holmes. It was filmed in the city of Astoria, Oregon, which it was also set in. It was very unpredictable weather, and it made filming difficult. They had to, because it was always raining, right? It rained more than it didn't. So they would play the rain and the rainy weather to their advantage, But the times when it wouldn't rain for a while, the pavement would dry up. So it would look like really bad because you would go from scene to scene, and then all of a sudden it goes from wet pavement, which is significantly darker, to dry pavement. So they'd actually wet the pavement down, even when it wasn't raining, to be able to make it look normal. Oh my god,
that is awful.
It's terrible.
It's so terrible.
It was mostly shot in sequence, too. I didn't look up the reason, but I'm going to assume, because they do this for a lot of kids' movies, it's easier for those kids to get in their roles if the movie's shot in sequence.
So I feel like it's more fun for the kids.
Totally.
Probably, right?
Totally. And that movie makes sense to shoot in sequence,
Absolutely.
Like, it's really, because I imagine that all those K-bits are built on the same soundstage, and all those are done at the end. You have, it's really just the town, and then the lighthouse. It's very simple. Yeah. So all the filming got done in 5 months. Not bad at all. Very quick. Kehu Kwan's mom wouldn't let him cuss. So at some point, did he spell out S-H-I-T? Because I was looking for this, and I didn't hear it.
No.
It said that at some point he spells out, S-H-I-T, like he's, but I didn't hear it, but apparently, since they wouldn't let him cuss, he had to spell that word out instead, which is pretty funny. So now, a little thing on the, we're into, like, kind of my prop section, or I guess, like, set piece section, but the Inferno pirate ship was offered out on auction after it was done being used in the movie. Nobody bought it.
What?
Nobody. It was mostly scrapped after production, except some of the ship's rigging was recycled for Pirates of the Caribbean ship at Disneyland. The one that I'm talking about, in that big cavern that pretty much looks like the Goonies. There's parts of the actual Goonies ship in that. How cool is that?
That is so crazy. But, I'm sorry, how did no one buy this, what the fuck are you talking about? No one,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Especially when the doubloon, right? The doubloon that they used the whole time, that was auctioned out for 30,000 euros, 31,000 US dollars. So somebody would pay 30,000 but there's no schmuck out there who's going to pay millions for the boat. Like, who would not want that?
Yeah, that's insane.
It's also funny because Spielberg goes and makes Hook, a few years later, and I'm just like, if you want to save that boat for a little while, you could have used it.
I again just watched Peter Pan with my Disney movie. A lot of this movie gave me some Peter Pan vibes for sure. It's a lot on the ship for sure, and the imagination crazy.
I got
imagination
Hook vibes from it for me. Hook vibes way more than because it's those Lost Boys are just like the Goonies. I feel like.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I need to watch Hook again. I was just going in my head the other day. Rufio. I didn't know why.
What a good fucking movie. Yeah, I should watch that again too, because that's
people hate it. People really hate it. It's not got good reviews compared to a lot of Spielberg stuff. Yeah. What does it have on IMDb?
6.8.
Yeah. Sure, the Rotten Tomatoes is worse. But yeah, the Caribbean. So we've actually seen kind of that ship before, because it was Disneyland, not World, but we also have been on that one. So it's.
I cried.
You cried on it?
Yeah.
Damn, bro. It's unfortunate. One-Eyed Willie's Skull.
Do you not remember that?
No.
Okay, just keep moving on. That's fine. We won't not discuss that.
I mean, if you want to talk about it.
I know, I really don't.
Alright, One-Eyed Willie's skull is made from real bone of a man called Raoul Wu. Wait. Holy shit. The One-Eyed Willie's skull is from a real man. So that was an actual skull that was missing the entire, not just eye, the socket.
Right?
No, that is what that means, because of this.
It's an actual guy's skull
That's
use?
all the pirate skeletons in the movie are real. Chester Copperpot skeleton is plastic. That's the only one that's not. And this is because, which I'm sure you know, and this I can blow your mind, it is cheaper to get real dead bodies than fake ones.
No, I knew that, yeah.
Oh, dang it. So then why were you questioning why they use the real one? Because it's cheaper.
Well, just because,
you know?
Because the eyes like that. Like, I didn't think that was, maybe I'm completely wrong, but I didn't think that was, like, possible.
Well, apparently it is, because that was a real skull.
Wait, who was this person whose skull it is?
Raoul Wu. He died from lead poisoning. Raulwoo. Skull.
What?
Yeah, so that's interesting. It's really interesting to come across now. That's crazy.
Wait. Okay, I'm getting, like, no answers. I don't... Wait. Wait.
Just trying to find the skull in there?
I just want to see that this is real.
Yeah, I mean, look, I can tell you with full confidence that it's real, because I found that in a trusted website. So, it is a real skull. If you want to find the picture, definitely try and find it.
No, I believe.
I'm going to keep moving us.
100% keep going.
Keep
you
going.
don't have to stop as I'm just Googling.
Well, I thought you might want to show the audience the picture, you know? John Mutazak's makeup, who's, God, I always forget his name. The deformed man. What's his name?
Sloth?
Sloth. The guy who plays Sloth, the makeup took 5 hours to complete. One of the eyes, which is out of place on the face, so I guess the one that's lower, is mechanically operated by an off-screen remote control. So he had to time his blinking to match the blinks of the robotic eye. So the crew member count down from 3, 2, 1, blink. And
what?
Yeah. So the cast was also told, do not get him wet in scenes outside with the pirate ship, but the kids inadvertently did so, which held up the filming for an entire day. Let's see. Just a couple more here. The swearing within the film. The swearing within the film was deliberately and strategically placed, so it can easily be drowned out by broadcasters who wish to remove it. So when it was going to go on TV. If you watch closely, the cussing happens when there's a lot of background noise, like a police car chase at the beginning of the film, or when there is another loud sound nearby, like running water or something like that. This way, the broadcaster can lose the profanity in the sound mix and can out the couple seconds of footage that they need without losing anything significant happening on screen.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like, it's really insightful, honestly, because it's just like, they made decisions to make it made for TV as well as the theater. It's smart. It's really smart.
Yeah, that is smart.
Yeah. That's it for the technical section.
Wow.
Some cool stuff in there. I had a lot of fun looking at all this stuff today because there's so much more than normal, you know.
Right, because they're not movies that are just came out. We have 40 years of information.
But yeah, I quickly want to say too, the score I was actually really impressed by.
Yeah, we didn't even really touch on that. I thought as they were, like, all, being, like, shot into the water from the water slides, like, how there was, like, a note as each of them landed into the water. Great. That was so fucking cool.
The theme when they were in the car chase was sick. I mean, just, it was, like, it was a whimsical score, for sure. I'm curious to see who did it. I'm about to find it right now.
Yeah, that would be...
But I'm pretty sure when I was looking at it earlier, it wasn't somebody that I recognized. I'm not sure if everybody else did. Oh, wow, now I can't find it for some reason. Oh, the composer, here he is. Dave Grusin.
Dave Grusin.
So, yeah, he did a lot of stuff before this. Tootsie, The Graduate, The Firm, The Fabulous Baker Boys, Good Times, Keep On Keeping On. He's done some stuff into the 2002. He's mainly 80s and 90s guy. But I thought he did a really good job.
Yes, the score was really good.
Like,
yeah.
it you definitely like, for a second, right when it started, I was like, wait, could this be John Williams? Spielberg produced?
I thought the same thing, but then
Yeah, it didn't take long for me to be like, oh, no, this is not John Williams.
But it was, I thought it was really good, for
totally.
sure.
Yeah, so I want to touch on that real fast. And then, yeah, as far as technical elements go, that's about it.
Yeah, I think, moving right into, like, themes and messages, that it's very obviously, the obvious one is
Friendship.
Yep,
100%.
for sure. That's, I think, the main one, because, like, a lot of things that are going on, like we've said, are so unrealistic, that it's really that, like, bond of friends having their last weekend together, you know.
I think trusting your gut is definitely a good thing with Mikey and his ability to just go against the grain and be committed to what he wants to do.
Yeah.
I think, you know, trying to fight battles even when, you know, you don't have the best chances of winning, you know, and just, like, putting it out there to, you know, to try and find a shelter to save your home.
Yeah, I think that's...
There's probably a few more that I'm not thinking of right now.
You know, probably, like, family between the brothers, you know?
Yeah, family.
Like a strong...
Trusting your younger sibling, you know, trusting their abilities. Like, I think a lot of people...
That's a great message.
Yeah, a lot of people struggle with that. So, like...
Boy, do they.
Despite age difference, having the faith, yeah, and just being that good older brother figure. I loved Fran so much.
Yeah, because he kind of just, like, gave it all to be like, yep, we're following, you know what you're fucking talking about, I guess
really
we'll
did.
go.
He saw the passion and bought it. It's cool.
Yeah, so now, any other thoughts on messages? Anything else? Last thoughts? No? Okay, how do we think that it aged? And we've touched on a lot of this already, but to kind of compound our thoughts, you know, I think it aged good. There's obviously, like we talked about, there's the weird thing with, like, Steph and Chunk that's strange, and with Andy and Mikey that's also weird, and some weird, like, gender role stuff.
Yeah, I'll say... Yeah, I think we should kind of just tie this in with Role of Women, because this is really the biggest, there was a lack of, and also we had Steph as well, so if you want to speak on that.
Yeah, I think, like, Steph was probably, and I mean, honestly, the mother of the, what are they called?
Walshes.
No, sorry. The mother of the village.
The Fratellis. The Fratellis.
Like, that's definitely
just call her Cruella.
Yeah, no, I think, obviously, that is a strong woman role, like, even though she's not doing any, but other than that...
just because she's bad doesn't
just because she's bad, you know, she could still have, like, a good role, I guess, like, as a character, but I think probably Steph was, like, the strongest female character, because she did have, like, thoughts and opinions, and spoke those thoughts and opinions.
Andy was run-of-the-mill 80s female character.
Yeah, it's just, it's such a classic thing to just have, like, a woman as, like, a love interest, or just kind of, like, a throwaway character, and just have her, like, dumb as rocks. Like, it's, like, a little bit like, and I love her, and I love this movie, but, Buttercup and the Princess Bride, like, just completely useless
well, not
female.
for all of it, but for, like, the first half.
Yeah. I think there's a lot where it's, like, at that time, women weren't well represented at all, and that is really shown in Andy's character.
And think of the other female characters in that movie, too.
Right.
Yeah, it's, like, really, is it just, Miracle Max's wife, and, like, there weren't big female characters whatsoever.
The Queen is shown, like, twice. Yeah, no, that one's really bad for female characters, for sure.
I think, so, where do you think the Role of Women was good in this movie, or where does it land, then?
No. I mean, it definitely wasn't good.
That's the one thing that didn't age like fine wine. I literally, for me, everything else, I thought it was perfect.
Yeah.
Like, maybe you could look to the special effects on, like, when... K.U. Kwan's character is falling down, and we get that shot of, like, the little, it looks a little weird.
Right.
Something about it just looks off, like there's some animation going on, or I don't even know. It's at least sped up, so it looks a little odd, but, I mean, it's all practical effects, and it all looks amazing, you know.
Yeah, I think overall, other than the weird stuff with, like, the underage people and the role of women, it aged really well, I would say.
Agreed.
Maybe there's some, like, weird... well, there were some just, like, like, such, like, classic 80s jokes that you're like, come on.
Well, honestly, to me there wasn't, because I expected to hear a lot more gay jokes, to be completely honest. Because that is
well, no, I'm talking about, like, jokes that are referencing the culture at the time.
Oh, yeah.
It was very heavy, where it's
Honestly,
just like, no one fucking understands
they
this
kind of
nowadays.
hit, though, because those quotes, they were Michael Jackson was the main one, right?
Right.
He's relevant. Oh, I guess maybe Michael Jackson's life has aged badly, too, so maybe that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. There were just a lot of jokes that were, like, relevant for the culture at the time that I don't think make a sense, but, like, I liked you, and I think it's fun.
I thought there were going to be a lot more, like, fat jokes with Chunk, and they really didn't bring those out. You know, his thing was...
I mean, his name is Chunk.
Yeah, this thing is that he liked to eat, and his name was Chunk, but they could have played into that 1,000 times more. Chunk he could have tried to get down the fireplace and couldn't fit, and that's why he couldn't go down. He could have...
Right, yeah, because that's very much, like, of the time, like, that
they
type
played
of stuff
into his
happening.
clumsiness a lot more than his eating disorder or whatever, so that actually made me...
Yes.
Very happy.
No, that was definitely...
And they didn't have any, like, gay jokes, which you see a lot at that time, actually, where it was like, oh, go tell your boyfriend, you know, where, like, one guy telling another guy.
Right,
you know?
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, or something like that. That wasn't present at all. So
yeah, I think literally other than, like, the women stuff and, like, a few weird jokes around that, like, it was aged really well, to be honest. Yeah, so we already got role of women, so now we are on to, and I know what it means now, the negative and positive quality of the
Element?
Element.
Yeah,
Okay, it does say quality here.
Oh, does it? Okay, that works.
So that is also why I was
Negative
confused,
quality,
because
positive
element
quality.
does make more sense than
Okay.
quality.
I think for the positive quality for this film, I'm just going to go with the really obvious one, which is the casting and the group of kids that they got. Because that movie would not have been the same if you didn't have that blend of kids, and you could feel it on screen.
Absolutely.
It was so natural. There was so often it didn't feel like acting. It just felt like group kids.
Yeah, kids just hanging out.
And that's hard to do with child actors. That's hard to do with child actors.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you have a favorite?
I would say, just like, I don't know if this is the right way to say it, but the camera and the different shots that were done, that were just, like, so many.
Cinematography.
The cinematography, is that...
That's camera work.
Yeah, the cinematography that, just, like, there are so many just, like, iconic, like, shots of them, like, looking through something, and, like, the camera moves, and I mentioned, like, a few where I really liked the camera placement.
The shot above the, when they're looking at the map in the attic, and you just see their eyes, like, all excited.
Yeah, like, it's such, like, a classic, just beautiful shot. I would say that's probably, like, my favorite positive quality,
100%.
I would say. Or one of them.
Yeah. I'm negative, right? Do you have your negative quality yet? Because the obvious one is how they wrote Andy, but I want to try to steer away.
Way too much about
Oh, I've got mine. It's gonna be the slapstick comedy that the Fratellis turned into. It was not for me. It's so sad. I know. This is where we defer, but it was not for me. I would have preferred to see them beat those guys in a way that was, like, somewhat believable. At least not just the guys getting hit in the balls all the time. Like, please, can we just move? Like, it was so bad, and again, like, I felt like it pivoted to that, too. Like, I did not think that they were going to be those type of characters until they started slipping shit, and then I remembered they were, and it was just frustrating.
Yeah.
You know, it was frustrating.
I did enjoy that, but I completely understand why you did.
Yeah.
That makes sense completely. Yeah, I would say, I don't even... Maybe just the, I don't know exactly the word to describe it, but how they, would, like how, oh my god, I need to stop saying, like how so many times, how Brand, like, went over the, like, cliff, and then we just saw him pop up, or we see them hanging, and then we see them,
continuity
like, just,
errors.
Yes, that is the word, the continuity error, I think, was probably just, and it was fine, but if I have to pick a negative quality, like, that would, other than Andy's character.
Along that line, I swear to God, their clothes were changing as they went. Like,
Oh.
Chunk just showed up in, like, a red jacket at the end, and I was like, wait a minute, I don't think he was wearing that?
I did not notice that.
Yeah, I feel like the clothes were changing, and it didn't really make sense. Obviously, he had the pirate hat, so maybe he got the jacket with the pirate. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I felt like, but yeah.
Very strange. Yeah, that's what I would say for sure. And then, do you have our critics reviews?
Yes, I do. We got a couple good ones first. The first one's Kevin Maher from the Times UK says, original and sometimes bizarre. This is a timely reminder of what kids' movies, in quotations, can deliver in an era almost defined by superhero flicks and Disney franchise reboots. 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
And then, timely reminder of what kids' movies can deliver in this era is kind of an interesting thing. Like, is he reviewing the re-release? Like, I kind of figured that would be from back then, but okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think if he's trying to say, like, they need to make more movies like that, then that's absolutely true.
Absolutely.
It's a great reminder that that is a great movie and a great concept, and you can be simple and childlike, and people still like it.
Yes.
Even in this generation. We also have the late, great Roger Ebert. Rest in peace, Roger Ebert. You know Ebert? He's like... It's a tangent. Just look up Roger Ebert. Probably the most famous movie critic of all time.
Okay.
That's who he is. He's Roger Ebert, man.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Thank you. He was writing for the Chicago Sun-Times at the time. The Goonies is a smooth mixture of usual ingredients from Steven Spielberg action movies, made special because of the high-energy performances of the kids who have the adventures. 3 out of 4.
Yeah.
I think that's very true.
I would agree with that as well.
This movie felt like it had the Spielberg touch to it. I would be very curious to see what scenes he directed. Specifically, I feel like that pirate scene on top when they're fighting and stuff just felt very Hook.
Yes.
Yeah, I would, because I know he did step in to direct a couple. I remember seeing that, so I would be very curious to know which.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then the bad reviews, we have David Kerr from the Chicago Reader. It's a charmless exercise. Director Richard Donner turns the kids into shrieking ferrets, and his jumpy cutting seems to lag behind the action deliberately in a curious attempt to make the film seem more chaotic and cluttered. We don't have a score, but it was a rotten score.
I would disagree with most of that, I would say.
If you don't like kids, you don't like the movie, though. I will say that.
Yeah, that's true.
The movie's carried by the kids. He saw them as shrieking ferrets. I saw them as lovable little bunnies, rather like very loud bunnies still. But
I get like if you like I imagine like an old man that like hates kids and like, kids get off my lawn, and then he puts on the Goonies and oh fuck these screeching ferrets.
It's true. He definitely watched that on his own without kids, and he's single, guaranteed. At least not having children. Sorry, David Kerr, I didn't. My bad. Hopefully the Chicago Reader doesn't come for me. Okay, we also have Bill Chambers from Film Freak Central. He is not a top critic, because everybody loves this movie, so it's hard to find. But he said, I summed up the experience on Letterboxd as like being buried alive in the ball pit at Chuck E. Cheese. Which was equally true no matter where I started from. The Goonies is just so screamy. I think it's this... kind of the same play as the first guy, really. It's just this, like, he didn't like the childlike wonder and the children on screen.
Just hates fun, it appears.
Well, yeah, it's interesting.
It's children and fun.
But yeah, there's our reviews.
Wow, so have you thought at all about your rating, what you're going to give it?
Yes, I think I have mine.
Yeah, you can take it away?
I'm prepared. So, there's a lot in this movie for sure. I think that it is... For a re-release, obviously those movies are probably going to be near the top of our list a lot of the time because if movies are getting re-released, they're most likely very well liked. So, as far as just getting to go to the theater and have this experience, seeing the Goonies, and I'm feeling like an 80s kid minus all those phones in the theater, just for a second, was so special, man. And really the only things that brought it down for me were the really small things that we talked about with Andy's character and how they wrote her, or the actress, or whatever my problem was with her, with the slapstick comedy, I think you take those out, and I've quite literally got close to a 5-star here. But I'm going to set this one at a 4.5.
Wow.
I have to keep myself in check, because there's so much, like, we also have a childhood with this movie. That's the difficulty. And, like, that's where it was out of 5. There's a small negatives that bring it down to like a 8 or 7, and then just the overall nostalgia factor that I have to kind of push out. I'll bring it down to a 4.5.
Yes, I agree. I agree with all of that for sure. I would say, it's just such like a nostalgic movie for us specifically. I think even though we're not people who grew up in the 80s, we still watched it when we were young.
It was a childhood film for us.
Yeah, and being able to see it in theaters, like you said, just like heightened the experience so much. And yeah, I think without all of like the weird women stuff, like it would be really close to like a 5-star, but with all of that in there and like the continuity errors and stuff, I would sit it at a 4.2.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, I carried up to that 4.5 just because purely the energy on screen. It's because you just to me, because I was gonna get down there because there is enough there when you start. Because if you critique this, you start picking it apart. You can find negatives, but you have to, trying to put the nostalgia out, but also trying to really feel what I was feeling in there.
Right. Yeah. No, I'm trying to put away a little bit and look at truly the content of the movie, and it's like for me personally, like obviously being a woman, the women stuff does probably hit a little bit harder.
That's true.
It's just like, fuck, I can't relate to this shit at all, that like sort of. So thank God for Steph being great in that.
For real.
But yeah, I would say a 4.2 is where I landed, and I think we know the answer to this because it is a rewatch. But would you see it again?
Totally. I'll probably watch that movie like 3 more times in my life if I had to guess.
Oh, wow, I'll probably watch it more than that. If you have kids, don't you think you'll watch it more?
That's what I was thinking. Probably once with kids, once rewatch, then once when I'm like, really old, going through all the movies. Because
that's a good way to lay it out. I guess you really haven't. Yeah, that makes sense.
There's still so many movies that I haven't seen, but that's one of those that I want to see again and again. And I want to be. It's so quotable already. It's gonna be a joy to watch in even just a few years.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, oops, we have made a little mistake and have not decided our next movie yet, but
I'll splice it in right here. Right. We will be picking our movie right now. Hello, this is Gio. Quite far in the future, but I just want to come on here and announce our next movie, which is a movie that I'm very, very excited for. It is a story about America and a story about a shield. It is also the story of Harrison Ford coming to Marvel. Yep. I'm talking about Captain America Brave New World. That is the next one. You move on.
Okay, should I just go to the outro then?
Yeah.
That's...
Perfect.
Okay, and with that, I am Mara.
And I'm Gio.
And we are Fresh Out the Film Podcast.
Dude.
So, no, I remember now, I'm sorry. So now, let's leave your local movie theater parking lot. I got it that time.